Hello and welcome back to Icon. Today we're going to be talking about how to put your top 10 friends and family members in process. So by now you should have already created your names list and you should have already identified those top 10 people that are on that list. Now the first thing that you have to understand when it comes to prospecting is you need to know your role. Your only role and responsibility as a network marketing professional is to just get people to take a look at your opportunity. Just notify people of what you're up to. You see, a lot of people in network marketing, they overdo it. They tend to give the presentation during the invitation. And the problem with that is nobody wants to be sold. And so, when somebody starts to pitch you on something, any type of business opportunity, think about it if somebody just showed up at your door and you look out the window and you didn't know who they are and they're holding a clipboard and you think, oh, what's this person trying to sell me, right? I mean, we get sold all day long from the time that we wake up in the morning until the time that we go to bed. You start listening to radio advertisements in the car on the way to work, and then you sit down on the computer and your email is full of people trying to sell you things. So we have learned at a subconscious level to put up this wall. And so there's a process that you have to take people through in network marketing. And often if we tend to say too much up front, if we tend to give the presentation during the invitation, people form an opinion, but that opinion is not based on all the facts. And what you're going to end up hearing are a lot of people saying things like, oh, I just don't have any time. I don't have any money. Or, oh, I've done those things in the past. They don't work. So what you have to do is we have to take them through the process. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So the first thing is understanding your role. And your role is just to get these people that are over here on this names list to take a look at your opportunity. So how do we do that? So I'm going to draw a funnel. And the first contact that we have with your prospects is just a simple conversation. It's not a sales pitch. You're not creating hype. You're not, overselling. You're not trying to convince people to join the business with you. Your only role at this point is to have a conversation that eventually leads to an invitation. And the invitation is to simply get them to one of our educational seminars. You see, what we've learned about this business is that it's hard to ask for something, even a sale, until you've provided value. Dollars always follow value. So your objective is to get them to an educational seminar where we're going to teach them about cryptocurrency, where it started, how it's impacting the world today, how people are making money in this space. And so by the time they're done, what happens is we give away enough value that it establishes trust, and trust is the key to driving revenue. But it all starts with this conversation. So let me give you some examples of different ways that I have conversations with my prospects. So number one, I do it in person all the time. So I might go to lunch with a friend. I might be at a backyard barbecue, and I always like to ask questions. If you ask the right questions, you always get the right answers. So I always like to ask questions like, hey, listen, have you been paying attention to what's happening in the cryptocurrency space? And my friends will say, no, what's going on? It's a perfect lead into a conversation that eventually just says, oh my gosh, you know what? I've recently gotten involved in crypto, and I have to tell you, I'm so excited about it, and I would love to get your opinion on what it is that I'm working on. Or, you can say something like, look, you know what? It's growing, and it's literally every day it's in the news. And a lot of people think that cryptocurrency is going to even overtake the US dollar in the near future. And it allows you to have a conversation that eventually leads to, listen, you know what? My friends are hosting a educational seminar tomorrow night, or I can send you a recording of a educational seminar that I just hopped on a couple of days ago. And it was full of a ton of knowledge. I'd really love to get your opinion after you've watched it. If I sent it, would you take a look at it? Let me know what you think. So again, all you're doing is you're starting by having more conversations. Conversations always lead to invitations. So in person, just asking questions like, have you seen what's happening in the cryptocurrency space? Or here's another one. Hey, listen, are you currently making any money in crypto? And people will look at you and go, is that Bitcoin thing? Or, you know what, I just don't really understand it. And you can say, well, listen, are you open to making money in crypto? Well, yeah, I'm open. Well, here's why. Because I hopped on this educational seminar the other day, and it was fascinating, and I learned a ton. And I've recently got involved in some different wealth building strategies, and I'd love to get your opinion. If I sent you over that presentation, would you be willing to take a look at it and let me know what you think? You see, I'm not talking about Kuvera. I'm not talking about mining. I'm not getting into the specific details. That's what the seminar is for. Your main responsibility is to just have conversations, learn to pique people's interest. If you can't pique someone's interest and get them to take a look at your opportunity, you're dead in the water. So number one, understand your role. Number two, start having more conversations. Conversations lead to invitations. In person, another way that I do it is I do it over the phone. Now, we recommend that you download Eric Worre's 8 Steps to Contacting and Inviting here in Icon and follow those steps exactly as they're outlined for you. We've given you all kinds of different examples of a conversation and how you can get someone very easily in under 2 to 3 minutes to say yes to looking at your educational seminar. So in person, over the phone, I might reach out to someone and just say, hey, listen, I've only got a quick second. I'm in a hurry, but I'm glad that I caught you. Listen, I've always respected your opinion in business. And you know what? I've recently come across something that I'm super excited about, and I think you and I could do something special together. If I sent you a presentation, would you be willing to just take a look at it and let me know what you think? And they're going to say, well, what is it? Tell me what it's about. I say, well, it's in the cryptocurrency space. And there's some different wealth building strategies here that I've never heard before that I really am excited about. And I'd love to get your opinion. If I send it, would you watch it? They say, sure. I say, great. When do you think you can watch it? They say, tonight. I say, okay, great. If I call you tomorrow to follow up, you'll have had a chance to watch it. They say, yeah. I say, great. What time tomorrow? And I get off the phone and boom, I've got another person to take a look at the seminar. That's all we're doing here. And especially with friends and family, you guys, that's the easiest place to start. Some people say, well, I don't want to talk to my friends and family. And my response to that person would be, then you haven't recruited the most important person yet, which is yourself. Because once you recruit yourself, you would want everybody that you know to at least to be invited to look at this opportunity. They can choose whether they want to get involved or not. But if these are people that you care about, the people that are closest to you, and you truly believe that this opportunity is going to take you from where you are to where it is you want to go, wouldn't you want everyone that you care about to know about it? So in person, over the phone, another way that I do it is texting. And we have put together some fantastic texting scripts that make this so super easy. Whether you're sitting in line at the school waiting for your kids to come out, you've got an extra 15 minutes, or you're sitting at baseball or soccer practice, there is nothing easier than just firing off a few text messages just to start conversations off. You might text a friend or family member and say, hey, listen, what are you doing next week on Wednesday or Thursday? I would love to buy you a cup of coffee and run an idea by you. That's it. That's going to lead to a conversation, and that conversation is going to lead to an invitation. So once again, we've created the texting scripts for you. And remember, one size doesn't fit all. Every single person that you have on this names list, you have a different relationship with them. You know them in a different way, so you can't just send the same thing to everybody. That's why we've given you different options. So make sure that you download the scripts that are available for you. And then finally, Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is a powerful, powerful tool. Why? Because it allows you to reconnect with so many people from your past. The average person has hundreds, if not thousands of people on their names list. And yet in network marketing, we don't know who to talk to. So this is a great way for you to just inbox someone and just be normal, be real. You're human beings. Have conversations with people. You don't want to just inbox someone and spam them about your opportunity. No, have conversations. Hey, listen, haven't seen you since high school. What have you been up to? How's the family? What do you do for a living? Do you enjoy what you do? How many kids do you have? Hey, let me ask you another question. Have you been paying attention to what's been going on in the cryptocurrency space? So just be human beings, just be normal and have conversations with people. But Facebook Messenger is a powerful, powerful way to get people to eventually take a look at your opportunity. Just be sure that if you're reconnecting with someone, that you personalize it a little bit, have some conversation, build the relationship up before you go into the invitation to look at your opportunity. So number one, understand your role. Number two, have more conversations. Number three is just to invite people to an educational seminar. That's it. Invite them to take a closer look. You don't want to overhype it. You don't want to oversell it. You don't want to overpromise it, and you don't want to overpresent it. If your lips are moving, they should be pointing at the next exposure tool, and that is the educational seminar. Remember, The value is established by giving content away. So we bring people to the seminar, we teach, we educate, and then from there, we follow up and we move them to the next phase. What's the follow-up look like? Well, on one of our next training videos, you're going to learn exactly what to say in the follow-up process. But it's pretty simple and it's pretty easy. And in most cases, they're going to guide you with questions. They're going to have questions, and behind those questions is a sincere interest in the products that you offer or even your business opportunity. And so finally, at the end of the day from there, we just get their questions answered. We might introduce them to your upline business partners. Now what's happened is we've taken them through a process, and you'll notice the funnel gets smaller. And some people will remove themselves throughout the process, and that's okay. Our job, ultimately, at the end of the day, is to pique people's interest, to educate and inform, and ultimately collect decisions. That is our main responsibility. But how do we get here? We have to take them through a process. And that process is what breaks down those barriers. It's what breaks down those preconceived notions and allows them to put their guard down enough that they're willing to take a closer look. So that's how you put your 10 people in process. So the action steps now are: don't hesitate. Take action on those 10 friends and family members. One of these 4 ways with the scripts that we have provided you, literally today, I'm talking about today, in the next 24 hours, you put those 10 people in process with conversations and invite them to an educational seminar. And I promise you, it'll be so much easier than you expect. And once you start to get the hang of it, then we can start to expand on that list a little bit further. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you here on the next step.